Strivers. It is good to be here today. I've got my daughter with me, and we're gonna build some crap. All right. So what we got for today is we're gonna continue working on our vote system. The goal is to add a timer to force an answer after a set period of time, so that when someone is away from keyboard, and this is multiplayer, I don't want everyone else to need to sit there if someone is gone, if someone disconnects, if there's network issues, whatever, right? We want to have a timer. And I'd also say we probably want to show that timer to everybody. So I'm also going to add here that we show the vote delay to all. Yeah, so I have a vote delay timer. And let's just run things so I can show you what I mean. And before I do that, I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, so we're building this in Godot, and honestly, I have loved working with the multiplayer system. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Previously, like the RPC function calls, all that good stuff, awesome. But the new multiplayer spawner and sinker, phenomenal additions to. Also, this ability to run multiple instances, like to Godot for multiplayer, you just got legit. All right. I don't know how efficient running the communication across the network is. I don't think it's that efficient, but it's efficient enough, honestly. All right, so we're gonna pick up some experience. Boom, we've got our question here. So what is the correct way to define a function in Python? Def my function. So I'm gonna play one vote on this. Shows up for both people. That's right, something we needed to fix was if I click on this, it doesn't pop up for this guy. So it doesn't actually execute the vote. This also doesn't look like it removes the vote from one of these other things. And that's likely because I was relying on the server to do that. I suppose I can have the client just do it if it's themselves. So let me add that. So and it personal answer and UI. So I have a to-do list kind of off the screen that I use in ClickUp. So client can update personal answer and UI. You can show the vote delay timer to all players. Now we're going to add a vote timer vote system, and the biggest issue is that when I click on this is the client, so this is the client, it doesn't show up over here. So that's the biggest issue, and that's the reason for that is because Delta non-free. Okay, so it looks like I have another issue with non-valid synchronizer, but session 2. Yep, so RPC vote answer is not allowed on node. So basically, the client doesn't have permission to call that RPC function on the server, which is this guy, which is why it doesn't pop up over here. And so we need to fix that and figure out a way to fix that. At the moment, I have a couple of ideas in mind, but I'm wondering if there's a simpler way to do it. So I'm going to dive into the RPC function and just see if I can make it so that anyone can call a function, because that would be the preferred route. Just making it so that anyone can call that vote function. And it just captures the sender. So we're going to just take a look, see if we can do that. So we have a question control, which is what's managing all of this. Well, I guess it's the question control and the vote system. So we have these two systems in place. So the vote system is a generalized multiplayer voting system, and the question system leverages the vote system to execute votes. All that good stuff. Let's see. What's up, the boss man? How's it going? Welcome. Yeah. Did you see me on the Godot Reddit? How'd you find me? DadBod hole here? Let's go, dude. Love it. So welcome. We're still working on the game. I try to work on it for at least an hour every day. I'll be honest, I'm not focused super hard on NFT integration right now or just blockchain integration. The goal really is just to make a game that I want to play with my wife. That's about it. That's the goal. So, all right. So we have our vote system. Okay, now let's take a look at that. So what was the RPC vote answer is not allowed on another. Okay, so vote answer, which is an answer control. Vote answer. Okay. So we need to look up what this RPC can do. You want to learn the code on KDA, so you want to learn Pact. Need both arms there. All right. Is Pact what I'm doing right now? No. I actually, I finished my course. I built the course. Yep. So she's my rubber duck. She gets to hear everything I say. We get to talk. She gets to listen, to learn all kinds of things. And I mean, I hope that I can help build her intellect up. She's only like she's 6 weeks old today. As of an hour ago, 30 minutes ago, she is 6 weeks old. So, yeah. She likes her sleep time. She likes to cry for food. All the good things. Yeah. So, yeah, so I built the course on Pact, a course that teaches you Pact. I think that Godot also came out with a resource that will do it for free. My course costs $150 if you'd like to buy it. I haven't updated it in a while. I'm pretty sure it's still accurate. It was accurate up to Pact 4.7. Oh, don't wake up. That's not good. We want you to stay asleep while I'm programming. But I know that if you take my Pact course, you will come out the end knowing how to build a functioning decentralized application using Pact. I can promise that. It teaches you everything you need to know to build secure smart contracts and a D app that is linked into your secure smart contract. So it's I think you got like 18 hours or so worth of video content in there. So it's not for the faint of heart, I will say. But it does teach you everything you need to know. I tried to dive really deep into the principles that govern smart contract development so that if you did want to begin programming or discuss smart contract development on another blockchain or ledger, you could do that as well. It's not so like the principles that govern smart contract development are universally true, and I wanted to teach those as well. So I put a lot of time and effort into it. I also think that my teaching style is a bit unique, and yeah, I know it's helped tons of people. I had someone reach out yesterday and just be like, I'm trying to review some of the videos that you had, and I've had other people tell me that they've rewatched some of the videos multiple times, just in review weeks or months later. So I know it's useful. It feels good to be able to say that. I'm proud of the work that I did. I'm glad it's been very helpful to the people who have gone through the course. Yeah. So, all right, back to this then. We got our answer control, and what we want is this vote answer to be callable by anybody. See you, the boss man. Appreciate you dropping in. Huh? See you on Discord. All right, so we got our vote answer, which voted.emit. Okay, so this RPC then. This is what we want to look at. And let's see if I can look up the docs. Script, search help, and search RPC. Yeah. This is RPC is a target. That's not quite what I was looking for. Maybe I can add RPC. Yeah. Okay, so we got mode. Okay. If mode is set as any peer, allows any peer to call this RPC function. That is exactly what we want. How do we set the mode? Okay, RPC in order. So what do we have? We have call local. So I guess it just determines which one to put it in automatically. Cool. Okay. So if I just do any peer, anyone should be able to call it, which should solve our problem. All right. I love it when the solution is just so straightforward. It just feels good when they've already thought about the thing you're trying to do, and then you go and do it. It's so nice. So let's test it. Play Protector Dad. We're gonna host the game. Run a game. Experience. Ah, I do need to get rid of those questions. Let me add that to the to-do list. Remove programming. So one of the things I really wanted to build for people is the ability to actually like write code as part of the response to a question. And so that's something that I built into the system, and I love it, honestly. It's cool that you can write code. All right. Who's the author of the Python program? Okay. I also have an AI that's generating questions, and sometimes the questions are kind of weird. So let's see. So if we vote on this one, and we have layer 2, vote on this one. Okay, so that worked. Now, if we count down, it should answer. Oh, no answer. Okay, so vote, don't vote. Everyone has voted. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm gonna remove programming question. So let's do that. Do that. Question sets. I'm gonna duplicate this Python questions with programming. So two coding questions in here. I'm gonna get rid of both of those. Okay, and then we are going to, in our multiplayer vector, timer system, item system, question system, which we're going to get rid, we're going to replace Python questions with Python question. All right. I'm going to move all of this up here. Okay, just have all my systems at the top. That's nice. All right. So we got rid of programming questions. Mark that as complete. Client can update personal answer plus UI. I'm not super worried about that one right now. Show the vote delay timer to all players. Okay. The main thing is we voted and it didn't go through. So we need to fix that. So we have over here and we take a look at our vote system. I suspect it has something to do with this. Votes.size is equal to multiplayer.getPeers.size plus 1. Then the selection delay timer should start. Let's just check and see what errors we got. So okay. Check code results. Valid index of type string. Okay, so this was for actually responding to the code. I don't really care too much about that. Okay. Ignoring delta for non-authority or invalid synchronizer. I don't know what that's for. That error is a little bit annoying. There's a lot of them. What's this? Spawn receive condition parent has node name is true, returning error validated. Okay. So maybe it's not. It's a new error. I remember this from the Monday. Okay, so maybe we fix this invalid synchronizer so I can more easily find my things. I don't know if I can search this. What information do you have for me? Okay. Just invalid synchronizer isn't incredibly hopeful. I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, so my guess is that it's trying to spawn something, but the spawn thing doesn't actually end up spawning. And so then we get this invalid synchronizer. Because it's trying to send or sync positional data, let's say, for example. But it can't because the node doesn't exist on that client. So and because of that, well, it's just not working. So I'm just going to add a print statement here at least. Statement print. To try and catch this, figure out what's going on here and why this selection delay timer isn't starting. And maybe we'll double check our vote system. I'm just trying to figure out. So on selection delay timer timeout. On selection delay timer timeout, we assess our votes. And if we are not the multiplayer server, we return. All votes that size is greater than 1. We remove a random one. And the selected answer is the last one remaining. So Perhaps we also have a print system here. So, okay. Still free. Okay. Okay. So now I got some prints that should give us some additional information. Oh, you know what? I think we're being kind of stupid. I don't know. Need to track the vote. So votes.player ID is equal to index. There we go. To explain why nothing happened. Uh, yes. Gotta appreciate that, because I'm pretty sure I'm not doing anything with votes. There's, I wasn't. Votes. Now we're adding the person to the votes. Yep, we weren't doing this before. What I can see. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Oh, awesome. That should fix that problem. We'll fix our invalid synchronizer. But let's just test it. Alright. Cool. So what does the length function do in Python? Here's the length of the string list variable. Boom, popped up on both. Vote count is 2. So that's good. And we're actually counting votes now. Still looks like it didn't run. So we need more information. So the vote count is 2. What is multiplayer peers.silent? I expected this to be 1 because the server only has 1 peer. But if it counts itself as a peer, then well, we got. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I can probably just look at the docs for it. Because the peer IDs have all connected. Peers is multiplayer IP. Okay, so it still doesn't tell me. I guess, does it treat itself as a peer? That's kind of the question. Like, does the server have its own self in here? And I don't know. We're gonna find out. We'll see if peers includes itself. And join in. Level up. I'm gonna definitely this one. Okay, so multiplayer peer count is 1. Okay, which is what I thought. So the server isn't included in the field. Which means that this votes.size is legit. For some reason, the assess, like the selection delay timer start, is not being called. How long is my timer? It's 3 seconds. It's a one shot. Ah, got it. I think I know what's wrong. So when I enter the question system, I pause the game. And so this process for the vote should be thread mode always. Process is always. It's like I never want it to stop, even when paused, which should resolve the timer issue. What the? It shouldn't have. Definitely should not have done a programming question. Maybe I didn't fix it. Maybe I didn't remove it like I thought I did. Okay. Let's see after the following Python code. So this is an AI generated question, which is kind of fun. I do enjoy that. I got ChatGPT 4 to generate questions for me. Obviously, they aren't uh, like structured super well. It doesn't know how to use my block system to do this. But so let's see after the following Python code. This is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. What the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go 5. Oh, list of 4, 4. Okay, so 5, then would be 8. And there we go. Boom. Let's go. You definitely need a countdown timer so people know things are happening. But that worked. It actually voted. So we're going to mark that as complete. And we're going to show the vote delay timer to all players. Because even you, like people watching, I mean, like, is it working? Is it doing what we expected it to do? And you really don't know. So we can get rid of our prints here. We don't care about those. Selection delay timer did go off. So we fixed all the problems that are related to that. We learned that the get peers doesn't include itself. It's just everyone other than me. So that's good to know for multiplayer sake. All right. Now we need to show the vote delay timer to all players. Okay. Which means this selection delay timer start. I want to call this function for everybody. We're gonna make another function for it. Func. This will be an RPC, all local, yes. We should call it for everybody. Now, we need some actual UI updates. And for that, we're going to need another event, another signal. So we're going to create a section started time. Okay, so we need to create a countdown for this bad boy when this selection delay started. Selection. Perfect. I don't really care about starting the timer here. This UI, I've got some docs. All when all players voted. Delay timer for the vote is assessed. Hold on, all players have voted on the delay timer before the vote is assessed. Started. Section 8 started time. So now I just need to wire up the question control to respond to that. So first and foremost, we need to create an actual timer. All right. The question is, where should the timer be? Maybe just smack in the center. Maybe put it over here on this right side. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm going to say smack in the center is the best place to go. Okay. So honestly, it'd be nice to create a UI element that just counts down. So that is what we're going to create. Counts down from the time that we give it in seconds, I'm going to say. So let's see. We got our systems, we got our vote system, so scenes, UI, UI elements. I'm going to create a new scene, just the user interface, and it'll be our countdown. I think I already created a timer of some sort. Maybe like a 3, 2, 1 start or stop. Under we used to have. Oh, okay, that's broken. That's broken too. Oof. Alright, I haven't touched some of this stuff in a while, but let's erase levels. Okay, all my erase levels are broken. Alright, so we're just gonna build this from scratch then. Great. So we have our countdown timer. Definitely need a script on this bad boy. It's called countdown timer. That's perfect. That works. And I guess in our functions we need a start. We need a time. Oh. We need a stop. We can start and we can start our timer. That's about it, honestly. That's all we really need. We do need to add a label here. And for the sake of coherency, my theme, I'm going to add secret agent theme. Okay. So this label then I'm just going to put 3. That's new. Condition justification. What is that? Okay. So having you be black is kind of defined. Horizontal alignment center, vertical alignment center. Okay. And if I put 30 in here. Alright, so countdown timer. When we process, so let's just see what are the things we're going to need to care about. I don't care about ready. We care about on ready. There. Time label. Okay, so we got our time label. Need to track the current. The float. I'll say it start to 0. So start will set the time current equal to time. And then process will time current subtract it off and label that text. We go to stream time current. I kind of want to, let's see, I suppose maybe floor that or ceiling it. Yeah. So where did you ceiling? There's got to be a way. Ceiling. Oh, maybe. That's it. I'm on base float, huh? Alright. Lots of operators here. That's not exactly what we're looking for. So, Google. It's just this. Okay. I don't know why that was so hard, but here we are. Okay, so time current minus equal to delta. So if we start at 3, it'll stay at 3 for 1 full second. Don't really care about changing the actual scene. If the time current is greater than equal, that's equal to 0, then we're going to stop. And stop will set the time label dot visible equal to false. The time current equal to 0. Okay. Cool. Last thing we need to do is just set this bad boy up so that it is always processing. And then for the question control, we can add that. We can add our countdown timer. Alright, it's 10. There we go. It's not that. Let's make that text a bit weird. Theme overrides. Font sizes. It's going to be like 48. Yeah. And you know what? This countdown timer, we're going to add another label. So we're going to add a vertical box. Here. Not that label in here. And this label will have, we got just for more information, so we can tell people what's happening, why it's counting down, instead of just having a countdown, because sometimes it might not be incredibly clear. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to say that this is the info. Back over to our countdown timer. When we start, we say info, with string blank, box. Info label. All right, so time label is visible is equal to true. Info label, text is equal to info. If info is blank, we hide it, otherwise we show it. Perfect. I'm okay with the text, the font being larger for the actual countdown. That is A-okay with me. So I'm going to show the delay timer all package. That's what we're working on right now. Cool, cool, cool. This should, now if we go into the question control, we can see it here. It's still looking pretty tiny. It's also a little bit offset. I wonder. not centered. Still a little small. Not sure if I'm a super big fan of that. One other issue we're going to have to take into account as well here is that this will technically block clicks, which could lead to weird behavior. So one thing I'm going to do is when I show this, I'm going to switch its order with its peers so that it's behind like all of this, which technically hides it, so that the countdown timer doesn't mess up any clicks. Because I've had tons of issues. I can't even tell you, tons of issues just trying to figure out which UI was on top of another because it just wouldn't click on the one I was trying to click on. It was really frustrating. I couldn't figure out a way to simply fix that. Well, how you doing, everyone? That was so cute. She just put both of her, she just brought both her arms in and just decided to lay on her hand. Keep sleeping. Let's let mama rest. All right. So, for test info, I'm gonna say it's an okay size for now. Maybe bump up the size of the test info just a smidge. Let's say 48. That should be better. Yep, that's better. That's better. Okay. So now we need to wire things up so that this countdown timer actually starts. Okay, so host system setup. I don't know if you guys can hear her or if you can see her. I know my camera in the bottom right isn't super large, but I do love my daughter. She's 6 weeks old and she's doing great. All right. So whole system setup. So we need to timer. There. That should be a control, I guess. Equal to. There we go. So now we have our countdown timer. We can start and stop it as we wish. It should be good. Okay, so right. So selection delay started. Time. Okay, so on answer voted. On answer start animation. Vote system. Selection delay started. Start. I'm not going to call you control. Two votes in. Here's when a vote all the loads have been passed. The vote system is waiting to select master. Should work. I'm going to in this countdown timer. Signal. We'll call. So now the question is, we need to hide the countdown timer. And maybe just for simplicity, we need to fire it up. Right. Down. Okay. So when the question is answered, use a child node to different index order among the other children. Changing the order of children nodes may be useful. Okay. So we're going to call move child. Timer. Yep. We're going to say zero, -1 if visible, else 0. Move 0 countdown if not visible. Okay, so it said that if you do move, if you have a negative, if round index is negative, the index will be counted from the end. So I'm assuming -1 means that they'll be tacked at the very bottom, which is perfectly fine with me. All right, so now we just need to call this, set countdown timer visibility. And true. All right, now let's see if everything we just did actually does something. It does what we expect. That was a lot of little pieces coming together. You convert a string to integer and oh, this shouldn't be visible. Already there's that. Do this and that. 2, 1, 0. Hey, that worked really well. I like that. Okay, so I mean, a couple of things that we can iron out, but like overall, that was pretty awesome. Let's fetch and go. So okay, so we do want that solve the issue. I don't want to see the countdown timer. I want to see that test info. Oh, it's gone. Didn't have the countdown timer. Boom, let's go. That's pretty great. Okay, let's have a second person join. And turns. Okay, didn't clear the vote. I'll clear the vote. Just Python the context. Okay, so that fix that. Okay, so I need to make that thing disappear the moment it's done, because it just kind of lingers. That'll be the last piece. Okay. Oh, doesn't. So a vote doesn't clear from a UI standpoint. That's what I got from that. So this will be the last thing I do, is just fixing that. I should say just getting the countdown timer when it's finished to just disappear immediately. Alright, so let's do that. So we're going to question control, the countdown timer. Is this nice finished? We're going to connect it here. We're going to call it set. Countdown timer visibility false. It's done. It should fix the problem of it just kind of staying there. So there we go. Made some awesome progress today in terms of user feedback. We fixed some bugs on our code for actual voting. We've added the ability to UI, like add a countdown. We created a countdown controlled, nice little widget that I can reuse at later dates. That's gonna be awesome. We're just in a good spot. We're just making consistent progress, working through this system. So we discovered a lot of bugs, like the vote not clearing, the invalid synchronizer, not sure what that's from. Yeah, so I'd say next week, the thing we need to do then would be to maybe add a timer to the vote system to force an answer after a set period of time. So similar to the selection delay, but we force an answer as we wish, which will be similar to this selection delay start, and also probably just use this countdown timer again to show visually that we're forcing an answer. So we're close to having this portion of the system done. Next step would be to turn the item chooser or the behavior chooser into a multiplayer system and use the vote system again to just get that to work as well. So hopefully, like with all this done, turning the item chooser into like leveraging the vote system on that will be easy. So pretty excited. We're close to having the ability for multiple people to come together, answer a question, receive the behavior that they all decide they want, and yeah, honestly, once that's in place, then it's just a question of getting people in the same room, I guess, and just testing out different weapons and enemies and actually playing the game. This is the core gameplay loop, and once it's in place, we just gotta build out the actual fighting. That should be fun. But thank you so much, guys, for hopping in. Thanks so much for joining, wherever you came from. I've been automating a lot of my sharing to other places. So I posted this automatically using Zapier on Reddit. I posted it on the DadBod Discord. I threw it up into my own Discord channel server. And on Twitter. So I'm throwing it to a lot of different places to gather attention, to make known what I'm doing. So if you would like to support me, drop me a follow. Or if you're watching on YouTube, I'm also streaming this to YouTube as well. Subscribe there. I would love to teach you as I build. And let's have a fetching amazing Wednesday, guys. It's hump day. It's time to get stuff done. It's time to batten down the hatches, figure out what we're going to do for the rest of the week, and just make it happen, strivers. So let's go. My baby and I salute you.